Local market insights are really important. So I'm delighted to share this latest rental housing market update for Falmouth, brought to you by Lang Llewellyn & Co. Whether you're a landlord or a renter, Lang Llewellyn are experts in this area, so don't hesitate to get in touch. Visit their website, llcoproperty.com, email hello@llcoproperty.com or call 01326 331 812.
Hi everyone, great to be back looking at the Falmouth rental market as we roll into July of 2025, which is usually the busiest time of year for us. So far this year, the market has stayed incredibly strong, but we're starting to see signs that tenants might be reaching the limit of what they can afford. Let's start by looking at the southwest on the whole. We can see rents in the region have gone up by just over 7% in the past year. This rise is about average in comparison to the rest of the UK, but isn't quite as dramatic as some areas where rents have climbed by up to 9%. But what about Falmouth, an area that has a pretty unique demand? It really is a magnet for a wide range of people. We have a huge number of tourists who flock here because, as we like to think, it's the best part of Cornwall. We also have many professionals working in the area and people who just love the idea of living in a town that feels vibrant and laid back all at once. And of course, we've got many students coming to live here for the university. And because of this, we attract a very young tenant base. In fact, around 61% of all tenants here are aged 21 or under. And the average age of a tenant is just 23. That tells you everything about how much student life shapes our local market. With high demand, it's no surprise that rents have been well above what you'll find across Cornwall and the wider southwest for quite some time. And it looks like they're staying that way this summer. Our data shows that while the southwest has seen rents rise by about 7% over the past 12 months, here in Falmouth, the increase has been a whopping 25%. That's a big reason why affordability is becoming such a challenge in the area. Now, if we look at the numbers more closely, you really see how much higher local rents are than the average. Detached houses, which are pretty rare around here, are averaging just over £2,000 a month, compared to about £1,500 across the wider region. Semi-detached homes have a similar gap, coming in at £1,764 locally, whereas in the rest of the southwest, the average is £1,278. The biggest chunk of the market is made up of terraced houses and apartments. Terraced houses here average £1,881 a month. That's over £700 more than the regional figure. Even apartments are significantly higher, sitting at £1,345 a month, compared to just over £1,000 regionally. We can also look at it from a postcode point of view. In TR11, which covers Falmouth and Mila Bridge, flats are achieving rents averaging over £3,000 a month. Houses there are around £2,500. Just a little further out in the TR1 and TR3 areas, which covers Truro and surrounding villages, rents are slightly lower. For example, you might find a two-bedroom cottage for about £1,250, or a three-bedroom detached home on the outskirts of Truro for around £1,600. Moving into the second half of the year, there are definitely some interesting trends on the horizon. Demand has dipped just a little as we're seeing about 12 tenants competing for every property, which is actually down from 16 this time last year. But make no mistake, it's still a busy market, and we're about to hit the absolute peak with new students arriving, seasonal workers at their busiest, and families keen to secure homes in school catchment areas before the new term. And while all that's going on, landlords and agents like us are preparing for the Renters' Rights Bill, which is going to become law in just a matter of weeks. And this legislation is set to completely reshape how renting works. It's going to scrap no-fault evictions, limit rent increases to once a year in line with market rates, restrict the amount landlords can ask for upfront, ban bidding wars, and make it easier for tenants to keep pets. Most of these changes will be in place by this time next year, if not sooner. Then, further down the road in 2028 and 2030, new rules will kick in requiring much higher energy efficiency standard, and landlords will need to prove their properties have an EPC rating of C or better. There's no question these changes will improve things for renters, but that in turn will also put more financial pressure on landlords. That's why we've been running free webinars to help everyone get up to speed. The last one had 400 people join us, and we're expecting even more when we host the next event in September, so keep an eye out for that. And finally, a bit of good news to end on. Summer in Falmouth is shaping up to be bigger and busier than ever, with Falmouth Week running from August the 8th to 17th. It's a brilliant mix of water-based events, shoreside fun, and exciting aerial displays, including the Red Arrows. On a more serious note, we recently spoke with the fantastic local charity Man Down, whose aim is to break the stigma surrounding men's mental health. If you'd like to watch that interview, you'll find the full version on our YouTube channel, plus shorter clips across our socials. Thank you for tuning in, and if you have any questions about renting or investing here in Falmouth, just drop us a comment or message. We're always here to help. See you next time.
Lang Llewellyn are experts, so don't hesitate to get in touch. Visit their website, llcoproperty.com, email hello@llcoproperty.com, or call 01326 331 812.